right, we're starting the week off on the right track. 3-1 yesterday, and we only lost out on Lubob by the hook. Just a half fantasy point from perfection. So now it's Tuesday, August 29th. These are the PrizePicks picks. My voice is basically gone, but we're still going to push through this anyway. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. I got 5 plays for you, and I got 5 plays right after this. Sign up at Caesars, folks. Bet 50, get $250 in bonus bets. They're going to hit you with 50 right out of the gate, so long as you click the link in the description of this video, by the way. Head on over to Caesars. When you bet 50, they're going to give you 50 immediately. You're going to get another $50 in bonus bets every week for the next 4 weeks. Now, you got to churn through it. If you don't use it that week, you lose it. Got to be 21 or over. And if you've got a gambling problem, folks, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Number 1 play for today is going to be Corey Seager. We're going less than 8 fantasy points. I think he does that 61% of the time on the road in New York, taking on the Mets. We know we're in a pitcher's park. Jose Quintana on the hill for New York projects as basically a league average guy, 4.34 projected FIP. But this park lowers runs. It lowers home runs. It's lefty-lefty for Seager. 4.4 run implied total is not all that crazy for Texas. So the best play you're going to find today on PrizePicks is Corey Seager, less than 8 fantasy points. Not too far behind that one is going to be Christian Yelich. The line's set at 7.5. I think 60% of the time he's going to go less than that. On the road in Chicago, taking on Justin Steele and the Cubs. Now, pretty neutral from a park perspective. 102 for runs, 107 actually for lefty power, but it's lefty-lefty for Yelich against Steele. Steele's really good, 3.8 projected FIP. 3.2 run implied total for the Brewers. They are basically not expected to score today. And if that's the case, Christian Yelich is going to have a real hard time going over 7.5 fantasy points. Next up, we're going to the Reds. We're going less than 7.5 fantasy points for ELLY de la CRUZ. Reds are in San Francisco. We're on the road here, so a park that absolutely crushes power. Runs are neutral, but power just goes away. Alex Cobb on the hill, clearly a solid pitcher, 3.43 projected FIP. We're talking good to great territory. 3.5 run implied total for Cincinnati. None of this looks good for De La Cruz. If he gets on, maybe he beats us just with his legs. That can certainly happen. I think the more likely scenario is that we don't see him get on at all. Back to New York, but this time we're looking at the Mets. That's going to be Francisco Lindor. Less than 7.5 fantasy points, 58% of the time. Now, we've already mentioned this is a matchup with the Rangers. Andrew Heaney on the hill for Texas. So Heaney in the pitcher's park. You get the righty-lefty spot for Lindor, which helps him. Only a 4.1 run implied total for the Mets. They're not expected to put up a lot of scoring for today, which means I think that I need to stay light on Lindor. We're taking advantage of New York. We're taking advantage of this ballpark that limits runs, that limits power. So that's why we're going light on Francisco Lindor. That's why we're going light on Corey Seager. That's what we're doing for today. That's 4 plays, but we're not done yet. We close this one out with NICO, HOERNER, Cubs taking on the Brewers. We've already talked about this game too. Now, for Milwaukee, Corbin Burns on the hill, 3.45 projected FIP. A righty-righty spot for NICO HOERNER. Line is set at 7. 58% of the time he's going to be less than that. We're only expecting 3.7 runs from the Cubs. That is an ultra low total. So if offense is going to be limited, I'm going to go to the guy that I think is limited in offense. We're going less than on NICO HOERNER. Seager less, Yelich less, De La Cruz less, Lindor less, and HOERNER less. That's how we're rounding out the card on Tuesday, August 29th. Maybe we'll get lucky and by the end of this week, I'll have a voice back. Or maybe my voice is the reason that I had 2 in 2 days all of last week. Maybe that's the path we need to take to victory. I'll take whatever I can get. Good luck tonight, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow.